Check, 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 check. Level, 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 level. All right. That's good? Okay. He's going to try to hit.
Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
It's time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Brings up Trevor Mattson. Mattson, big day with the shillelagh. 2 doubles for him. That thing is a shot.
3rd and 25. Quarterback takes
the all the way back to the wall, and it is. That's a home run. Trevor Mattson, home run, 370 feet. He is fired up. Look at him. That kid is pumped. He has been jacking the ball all night. 2 doubles, and there's a home run. Wow. Double, double, and home run. What a night for Trevor Mattson.
3-2 pitch, hit hard, down the first baseline, fair. 2 runs will score as Riley's around first. He's headed to second. It's a stand-up 2-run double, and 5 are on the board for the Hastings Sodbusters here in the 6th.
Matt Hallbeck comes up now. Hallbeck chance to be the hero here. The Busters can walk it off. That one into left center field. That's going to do it right there. Walk off. Matt Hallbeck with the walk-off. And the Busters win it as Tyrell scores the winning run. 2-1 your final. That is the clutch hit. This could be the winning hit, and it is. The runner's going to score. Busters win it. They win the series. Look, 4 hits in the game for Cameron McClure. And there he is right there. I called it. He needed a hit. There's 1 run in. Jackson's coming. Here's another plate. Dawson to the plate, and he is safe. Busters score 2 on it. Nice base running. Jackson and Dawson on their horses. Back up the middle. Again, another hit from McGuigan. Somebody get this guy a bucket of water. He's on fire.
Sodbuster Baseball is on the air.
Welcome to Hastings, everybody. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein, Caden Kirkak with you here to get the broadcast going against the Fremont Moo, a foe we saw a lot of last year. We got to know their players almost as well as our own. These 2 teams met up so many times last year, but we'll talk about that more as the series goes along. Welcome back to Duncan Field as we're under a heat advisory here in Lincoln. It is very warm, 98 degrees right now, humidity at 26%. The wind speed, however, is also 36 miles an hour, so keep that in mind. And heat index is 97 degrees Fahrenheit. So heat advisory going on. It is going to be warm. The wind is going to be a factor. I would imagine anything popped in the air. We'll see what happens as the game goes along. Coming up, we're going to talk to Luke Bay about the win last week. Game number 3 win they got against the Badland Big Sticks. Almost got, they didn't get the series win, but they almost got swept, but they came back and won that one. The Busters did play a game over the weekend against North Platte, did lose just barely on that one. But also, we'll have Steve Stein's interviews. Let's go ahead and do those first. Steve had a chance to visit with a couple of newer Sodbusters, Blake Burrows and Blake Scott. So let's get to Blake Scott first.
We feature Sodbuster Baseball, our spotlight today with Blake Scott. Huge RBI triple as the Sodbusters rally from behind. How big was this win for the team after losing the last couple?
It was nice to come in here today and play with a lot of energy and, obviously taking the 3rd game of the series. Okay. So that's important to us.
Down 4-0. Talk a little about the mindset you had to make the comeback.
Down 4-0's tough. I mean, you can either lay down or you can go fight, and we went right into the fight. We chipped away, we got runners on, and then we executed when we had runners on.
You listed as a catcher. You get a chance to play first base, DHing. Talk a little about the catching unit you have. You guys have quite a few guys who can be behind the backstop.
Yeah, we got 4 catchers, so it's nice to be able to kind of rotate out. A lot of us catch a lot in the spring, so it's nice to kind of save our legs before going back into the fall, but it's a good gig.
Now, early in the year, it's funny, you got all these fast outfielders. Blake Scott leads the team in triples, 4th triple of the year. Were you a triple machine in college, too?
I didn't hit many triples in college, maybe 1 or 2 here and there, but finding the gaps and running hard, I guess.
And, Duncan Field's kind of built for triples. You take off, you have a pretty good chance to get to 3 if you hit one of the gaps.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk a little bit about your college. I know you go to school at Northern Oklahoma Enid. Tell us a bit about that particular school.
So Northern Oklahoma College Enid is just a small little JUCO. Made the World Series back in 2019, then COVID year, and been there for 2 years and really like what they have going on. They've got a good program. Coach Mansfield's doing a great job there. Good tradition.
And you guys ended up wrapping up this season. You've played 2 years. Have you got a college for next year? Or are you going back there for one more?
I'll be going to Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas.
Cool deal. Tell us a bit about the opportunity to go to Washburn. I know there's a couple of guys who play for Washburn on the Sodbusters. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to be able to go to a 4-year school. I mean, it's honestly a blessing, and then getting to play with next to Tegan and Jake Schroeder this summer has been awesome, kind of getting to know the guys and what goes on in the fall and the spring.
What about this group? It seems like there's good chemistry on the Hastings Sodbusters.
Yeah, it's really good chemistry. It's crazy. We all come in. We're all from different places. Not a whole lot of us know each other, and we just come in, and it's baseball. I mean, you all mesh. You're all friends. You're all family. It's just a baseball thing.
What were your options coming out for summer ball? I mean, and what attracted you to coming to Hastings?
I didn't have a whole lot of options, actually. I texted the assistant coach, Coach Crimmins at Washburn, and he kind of put me here, and I'm glad to be here. It's an awesome place.
Great to have you here. Tell us about academics. What do you see yourself studying?
At junior college, I was a business major. I'm going to change that to data analytics when I go to a 4-year and hopefully be a stats guy or something of that sort.
Data analytics, so is that going to mean a lot more math classes? Tell us about what you can do with that statistician program.
So it'll be a lot of math classes, but it'll also be a lot of spreadsheets and kind of building spreadsheets to obviously figure out what the best option is. So.
You play almost every day here. Talk about the attitude or the philosophy of summer baseball. I mean, college sometimes, you have a lot of off days. Is it fun to play baseball every day?
It's awesome to play every day. I mean, you don't have to worry about school. You don't have to worry about anything. You just wake up and go to the field. It's a great opportunity.
Blake Scott, one of the leaders. He's been awfully fun to watch here early in the season as he is our Sodbuster Spotlight. I'm Steve Stein, as this is Sodbuster Baseball.
All righty, thank you, Steve. And let's check in with Luke Bay from last Friday and see on his interview what he talked about with the win. It was an important win and
a much different field from tonight's game to the last 2 games. This is a good W for the guys.
Absolutely. We I challenged the boys today to come out and play with enthusiasm and joy and passion to be at the field, and they answered. And it's pretty easy to draw a direct correlation to how the game goes based on the energy level in our dugout tonight, which was phenomenal.
And so you look at some of the guys, you look back in the 5th inning, huge 5th inning, but one of the big plays that stands out in our minds is Dallin Quigley. It's a fielder's choice. Some guys have just kind of stopped running. He runs it out, slides, and makes it to second, and then the next batter, or 2 batters later, they're paying attention to the play over at first. He comes around third all the way to score, not paying any attention to him at all. He's 0 for 4, but the guy gets on base and he makes things happen.
Absolutely. That's the style we play with. It's an attitude when we run hard every time, no matter what the result of the at-bat is. You go hard and you put pressure on the defense to make a play and play catch, and you play with a high motor all night long, and that's what he did.
Sawyer Duddleston on base 4 times tonight, 3 hits. Blake Burrows making his Hastings debut. Welcome to Hastings. This guy on base 3 times. Danny Garcia was on base. You had Brandon Larson had a couple RBIs tonight. Just up and down the lineup, the guys doing pretty good, and maybe some different guys tonight, not just the Harpers and the Zimmermans. Some other guys contributing as well, and that's a great thing to see.
Absolutely. We have a very deep lineup, and a lot of guys contributed tonight to this win, and it was nice to see, some of our younger guys get going a little bit and contribute and play with confidence and play with fire and play to win.
David Rugdro, once again, another win out of the bullpen. We're kind of joking, calling him the win vulture. He kind of circles around, comes around, gets his wins out of the bullpen, but he's been solid all year for you. And then Rand Sanders coming in and just closing out. Those guys did awesome out of the bullpen.
Absolutely. I think we have a tremendous bullpen. And when we get a lead late and we go to those guys, it's really to our advantage.
You have a lot of outfielders now with Burrows adding into the mix there, and it's a good thing to have. You have so much speed and so much solid defense out there, and not to take anything away from infielders. You have Garcia now as well, and then you've got Tamia that you can always throw in anywhere, and Zimmerman pretty much anywhere. So you have a lot of tools to use, and as a manager, that's a huge thing to have. Your tool belt is like weighing down your pants here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have so much speed in the outfield. We have great defenders all over the place in the infield, and it just gives us the flexibility to make some moves. And, Sawyer, he had a great night at the plate, and he's not as fleet of foot as Garrett Kennedy is, and so that's why we put Garrett in there. And sure enough, the ball will find you first play, and he runs the ball down that's probably out anywhere else, and Sawyer looks at me and says, "That's why you're the coach."
Blake Scott with the triple. He now leads the team in triples, and he's not the guy you have all the speed on this lineup. You think, okay, no, he leads the team in triples, and this guy never gives up. He can play catcher, he can play DH, he can play first. He calls a good game back there, and tonight did it with his bat.
Absolutely, he's a gamer. He is. I love the kid. He works his tail off, and as a left-handed hitter, you're probably getting shaded a little more to pull side, and I think that's probably why he leads the team in triples, because he's really good at going left center.
You look ahead, you got Fremont coming up on Monday, a couple days off. You guys might play a game this weekend on the road. That's still debatable. But Fremont coming up for the first time. You guys have seen them here anyways at Duncan Field. And it's always a tough Fremont team in this division right now. You guys are only half game back. I know it's something that you keep in the back of your mind, but it could be anybody's division, so every game is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Fremont's going to be a really good team, and we're excited to get them in here and compete against them. But when it comes to the standings and stuff, we're not worried about that. We're focused on playing the best brand of baseball we can, and to me, when we do that, we can compete with anybody.
I only count 7 runners left on base tonight, which is one of the lower ones you've had for this series. That's been a continued issue, but the Busters did get clutch hits tonight. They got them when they needed them, and so you kind of look past that kind of thing. Yes, it's more opportunities, but that's something they did a little bit better tonight, getting the clutch hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just staying within yourself and not trying to be too big and just hunting barrels, and that's what they did. And we finally hit like 20. We had 20 barrels at Western Nebraska, and they didn't fall. And it's nice to finally get some to fall.
All right, Manager Luke Bay, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, enjoy the couple days off. When Busters will be back on Monday. Once again, Busters win tonight 6-4 over the Badland Big Stakes.
Is it Zach Sema?
Welcome back to the Sodbuster pregame show. Josh Sam and Steve Stein along with you. Caden Kirkak running down to the field. We're going to have special music tonight for the National Anthem. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Let's take a look at your starting lineups here for the Fremont Moo. A lot different looking team this year, but still always a good team for Fremont. Leading things off in center field will be Zane Stansky. You have Kanan Dodge. Remember him from last year. He is a shortstop. Nico Aspoqueta. It's not quite as easy to say as Luke White. He's at first base, batting third. Jason Axelberg is your right fielder, batting cleanup tonight for the Fremont Moo. Austin Baskin, very familiar with him. He is at second base tonight, batting fifth. Trey Nichols is the catcher. He was on the team last year as well, batting sixth. Zek Samayoa is your DH, batting seventh. Tyler Harrington is your third baseman, batting eighth. And Evan Rowe is in left field, batting ninth with your pitcher tonight, Evan Panjawani. We'll talk about him here in a little bit. Hastings sends this lineup out there. Garrett Kennedy will be leading things off. He is in left field. Brett Zimmerman batting second, playing third base. Aaron Harper moved down to the third spot. He is at the shortstop tonight. Trevor Madsen is in the cleanup spot, batting DH. Sawyer Duddleston hitting fifth in right field. Danny Garcia is hitting sixth at second base. Jacob Watson is your first baseman, batting seventh. Nick Jones is your catcher, batting eighth. And Blake Burrows, a.k.a. Chicklets, we like the nickname, he is batting ninth in center field with Will Horton on the hill tonight for the Busters. So it's Kennedy, Zimmerman, Harper, Madsen, Duddleston, Garcia, Watson, Jones, Burrows, and Will Horton on the hill. And Steve, Busters played two games on Friday, played a doubleheader against North Platte. In North Platte, 1-1, lost one. We got some stats for us on that one.
Yeah, probably pretty fortunate to actually win one. They win the first game 2-1 despite having only 3 hits in the game. Wow. Jacob Watson, the story again. He has got an ERA. His ERA actually went up in that contest. It's still under 1 for the year. It's now .69. I think it was .47 going into that game. But Watson, outstanding performance, tossed a complete game, 7-inning contest, a 6-hitter. But the Soundbusters managed only 3 hits in that first game. Able to get enough offense, though, as Mr. RBI, Aaron Harper knocked in 1, and Sam Adams knocked in the other. And Dallin Quigley, Mr. Run scored, batting in the 9 spot, scored twice in that contest for the Sodbusters. Then game 2, another great pitcher's performance, and the Plainsmen just a little bit better, 4-1. The Sodbusters managed only 3 hits in that game, and only 1 run. Garrett Kennedy scored the lone run, and the Soundbusters allowed 10 hits in that contest. J.T. Cafferty took the loss in relief as the Plainsmen ended up taking a victory, scoring 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Sodbusters got their only run in the 6th. That was another 7-inning game. So a split for the Sodbusters, leaving them atop the standings in the Nebraska Land Division. It's a mess, though. 11-7. There are 4 teams within a game of one another, with Western Nebraska, North Platte, and Fremont all tightly packed at the top of that Nebraska Land Division.
Yeah, and the only team that has a less than 500 record is the Prospects with 6-7. You look at the Great Plains Division, you have Badland Big Sticks. They're half game up over Canyon County's Buds, then the Casper Horseheads, Gem City Bison, and the Spearfish Sasquatch. And you look at third place, Casper's third place and 5.5 games back. So it's a lot different in the Great Plains Division than it is here in the Nebraska Land Division.
And Fremont getting it figured out offensively. Oh, my goodness. You know, we don't think maybe they're quite as powerful as they've been in the last few years.
Never doubt them.
Oh, my goodness. They go to Gem City, and they score 19, 12, and 20 runs, and they only won 2 out of 3. Maybe the score of the year in the Independence League was Friday, when the Gem City Bison rallied with 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th for a 20-19 victory over Fremont, a game that was played in a crisp 3 hours, 38 minutes. And then the Moo followed that up with a 12-0 shellacking in the second game of the series when they had 14 hits. That was a run rule 7-inning contest. And then on Sunday, amassed 29 hits.
Holy moly.
And won 20-13. They were on their way to another run rule victory. They were up 13 to, actually they're up 16-0 going into the bottom of the 6th. But then they just threw out some position players to try to eat some innings up. And Kanan Dodge, Austin Baskin ended up giving up 13 runs over the last few innings, and but they still won 20-13, giving up 20 hits. That game went 3 hours, 4 minutes. That was a long old day at the ballpark before getaway day at Fremont. Now here for one day, then tomorrow Legion has the field, and then Fremont will come back for 2 more games later in the week.
Looking at the stats here for the Fremont Moo, they are batting .328 as a team coming into this game. 20 home runs, obviously today on a windy day at Duncan Field. You're not going to get one out of here. It's going to be very hard. But they have stole 20 bases. Hastings is hitting .265 as a team. No home runs on the season, but lead 33 stolen bases. So a very quick Hastings Sodbuster team. Let's see if they can use that to their advantage today against Fremont Moo. And it should be a fun game tonight. We always like to see Fremont. They're an enemy on the field, but we have a good time with them, and they can take a joke and have a really good time. So.
And they've got probably more consistency in terms of the top of their organization than anyone in the league, if you will. Shea Bennett, 4th year as the head coach. Not many guys stick around for that long, but Bennett is an assistant coach in Midland, so that's kind of a hometown team. Great summer project for him, and has done a really nice job. A former Expedition Coach of the Year 2 years ago. And they had a great team last year, but didn't win either half. Ended up with the second best record in the division, but didn't win either the first half or second half, so they didn't make the playoffs despite having a really dynamite team.
All right, and tonight we have special music for the national anthem. Some of the Aurora band members from Aurora High School here in Nebraska will be playing the national anthem with instruments, which is always cool to see. I love that kind of version. Caden, our camera producer, is on the field. He'll first get the live pitches.
Great pitches, guys. And now, stand up and cheer for your 2,000.
Just like they had a lefty-righty to do the pitching and did a nice job.
All right. It's very warm, as we mentioned. Heat index, 98 degrees. Wind blowing at 36 miles per hour. It's just hot and sticky, and it's even hotter down there on the field. I'd say a few degrees warmer definitely down there on the field. Busters wearing their gold jerseys tonight with the white pants, green pinstripes, and the green hats. Fremont in their purple uniforms with the orange number and gray pants with the purple hats. We'll send it down to the field, and our PA announcer here, Kylie.
Stop and see what they can do for you. Tonight, our anthem will be performed by the Homeschool Harmonies Band.
maybe a single game. But
Gary,
last year, the Sodbusters ended up playing Fremont 21 times. With 5-5 here, just 1-10 in Fremont. So, you look at the record for the Sodbusters at the end of the year. If they turn that record around against Fremont, they're a team that's above 500. But that's easier said than done. The way Fremont was a year ago. So, kind of a measuring stick for the Sodbusters a year ago, and it'll be fun to get a chance to play the Moo this year in a first of a 3-game series.
All right, Will Horton on the hill tonight for the Sodbusters getting the start. We last saw him in that Game 3 win against the Spadland Big Sticks. However, he didn't get the win. It was a 5-inning outing for him. He allowed 4 runs in that time, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 24 batters faced. Currently, his ERA is at 5, a 1-0 record. This is his 3rd start of the season. He has struck out only 7 batters, walked 4, and give up 11 hits. So Will Horton, the lefty, comes out and talks to his infield, and we'll see what you're going to have there. He will see for Fremont. It'll be Stansky, Dodge, and Aspoqueta for the first 3 batters here for Fremont. As you notice, the wind is 36 miles an hour. When they open the door here, though, we get a backdraft, and it sucks everything off the counter. So doing the best we can here at Duncan Field. First pitch misses just a little high for Will Horton, and we're underway. Zane Stansky. Stansky is the center fielder for Fremont Moo. One of the new guys on the team this year that we haven't seen, so we don't know much about him, but we'll get you some stats on him.
Scansey out of the University of Utah. Big Harbor, Washington is his hometown, and he is the best hitter among their regulars. 379 on the year in 14 games played. Leads the team in being hit by pitch.
Deep to left field. That one about a one-hopper to the wall, so I said the wind's going to be a factor. Didn't hurt that thing at all as it helped push it towards the wall and fell about 4 feet shy of getting out of here. So right away, Fremont up, 1 batter, 1 double, runner on second base.
Scansey, guy who hit his 4th double of the year with that one, bringing up Kanan Dodge.
So Dodge comes up. Kanan, we saw him a lot last year. Got to say his name a bunch. Dodge in at shortstop tonight. He is batting .348 for Fremont. Skansky on second base, just let off with a double a moment ago. Just underway in the first inning, no score. Josh Salmon, Steve Stein with you here from Duncan Field on a warm night. Shows bunt, drops it down, but it is foul. We'll do that again. 3-game series, but tomorrow, no game here, unless you want Legion Ball.
Yeah, a rare day off in the middle of a series, but again, you mentioned it, this field very much in demand, so Legion will take the spotlight tomorrow. Fremont gets a chance to go back home, and then they'll make the return here for games on Wednesday and Thursday.
So 0-1 pitch here coming up to Dodge. Skansky stands on second base after the double. Will Horton does check his runner. Pitch on the way. That one hit to shortstop. Aaron Harper goes to third base. Did they get the lead runner? He slips past the base, and they got him. Nice tag there at third base by Zimmerman.
Yep, good job both ways. I thought the throw was going to be just a little bit late, and I'm not sure Scansey may have come off the bag on his slide. He may have been safe had he been able to keep contact, but a great job for Zimmerman to keep the tag applied during the process. And Aaron Harper gets the assist to put out there, and I don't think the third base coach is particularly pleased with that, Shea Bennett. But at this point, I think they are going to rule him out.
And it did look like he overslid the bag. That would be the only way he would be out on that play because it was really close otherwise. I think he was safe if he didn't overslide the bag.
And they actually may be working on Scansey's hand. I think he may have had some issues with Brett Zimmerman coming down on that hand. So they are going to maybe give him some medical attention at this time.
So Coach Chris is out there and see what he can do with the medical kit. Well, it's already a little drama here. We're just 2 batters in. Skansky led off the inning with a double and then just got out on the fielder's choice a moment ago. So standing at first base will be Kanan Dodge. Nico Aspaqueta, the first baseman, will be coming up to the plate here momentarily. For the Sodbusters, we look at the schedule. We have the Moo, as we mentioned, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then plenty of chances for you to see them this week besides those 3 days. A good big weekend series against the Nebraska Prospects, who you and I were very impressed with last time we saw them, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right here at Duncan Field. Good chances for you to see the Sodbusters here at Duncan.
Yeah, 3 really good games that they played with the Prospects, and the Prospects just threw out a series of right-handed pitchers who could throw it all 90 miles an hour, and Hastings has not found its offense much the last couple of weeks, but they've been able to get enough pitching and defense to keep winning games, and that's name of the game in baseball, find a way to win even when the offense is not going. A team which is hitting some 60 points lower than Fremont coming into today. Matter of fact, Hastings has slipped to 8th in the league in hitting. But Fremont, number 1 hitting team. On the pitcher's side, again, Sodbusters, number 3 in the league in earned run average. While they take a Fremont Moose squad on, which has an ERA of just under 6, which is 6th best in the league.
Only one other game on the menu tonight for the Independence League, and that is Badland Big Sticks hosting North Plainsman. That game should be underway here momentarily as well. So it looks like they got him tended to into the dugout. Let's see what happens with Skansky, as Aspaqueta comes up. Nico Aspaqueta, number 25. For the Fremont Moo, right-hander comes up, and he will take the bat. 1 out, 1 on here for Fremont. No score. Top of the first, just getting underway. 3:56. Aspaqueta is hitting from Sherman Oaks, California. Will Horton's pitch, called a strike. So kind of developing that strike zone. It looked maybe a little low, a little outside, but if he's going to call it there, keep throwing it there. Sitting on first base, Kanan Dodge reached on the fielder's choice. He hit the ball to short. Harper went to third. They got Skansky sliding over third, so Dodge leads off. Will Horton to right field. Just found a hole on that right side. That's a good piece of hitting there by Aspaqueta, and he's on for the second hit of the night for Fremont.
Makes that play just prior look even bigger. They were able to gun down the lead runner, so first and second, 1 out. Still a chance for Will to maybe dial up a double play here.
Definitely could use the double play. That was just a nice piece of hitting. Big gap on the between Watson and Garcia on that right side. So it brings up Jason Axelberg, right fielder. Axelberg, a .556 batting average, but he's only had 18 at-bats, 7 RBIs in that time. Monticello, Minnesota. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 on, 1 out. 2 hits this inning for Fremont, but still no score. We're only top 1